Hello everyone, and welcome back to Let's Play Stellaris Newbie tutorial series for version 2.7.2 of the game. I'm your host, Colors Fade. It's episode 10. It is the year 2304 in the No Mod Empire. There are no mods being used in this playthrough, but there are DLC. And if you're curious about that, we covered that in the first episode, so go find that. Thanks for watching, everybody. Thanks for being a part of this, newbies. Folks wanting to learn how to play Stellaris, down here on the other end of the galaxy where a wormhole went through, we sent our fleet down here, one of our fleets, to take care of these folks, and they got that really quickly. And so I'm going to have him research that project first, and then he can survey that system, and these folks can return home. We're sending a constructor to put an outpost on this system, and preferably everything else in here as well. And this gives us a foothold into the other side of the galaxy. The Ghost Wahini Star League are inferior to us. Their fleet power is equivalent, but they're inferior. I think I might want to put yeah, I got two in the galactic community in here. I think I'm going to put one of these people, one of my envoys over there, and make them happy so that we can go over there and build all of that without upsetting them too much. We're currently working on our Ecumenopolis. We're upgrading the planetary capital to provide a few jobs, but our arcology project is about 2/3 of the way done. Charter of Workers' Rights has passed. Yay. And so now the Senate is in recess. And that gets us closer to the next thing, Charter of Workers' Rights. So 5-year plans. This resolution that cannot be proposed for 2,400 days. So when
shipwreck study,
the time comes, we've analyzed the debris in that system.
Research
Gain some research. Gravitonic sensors. Okay, so research is done here. We got a lot of choices here. This is mining drone laser. I'm just going to do this to get this off of here. It's 5,000. His bonus makes it 68%. It'll be done in 11 months. On Mang, this is one of our research planets, and it's ready to build something else, but it already has 4 available jobs. They're almost all clerk jobs. There's 1 minor and 1 clerk job, so I'm not in a hurry to build anything there. It's only when I start to see unemployment, the little rust red covered symbol over here, that I start to think, oh, okay, now I need to build something. In this case, this has the main stuff. It's got an Octon Monument Robot Assembly, 1 Stronghold, and 1 Commercial Zone, so we can just, and it's got the 15% bonus to mining, so we can just keep putting bureaucracy on it, which is good. Keep us above our Empire Sprawl cap. We've done really well with that the whole game. The rail gun is now ready, so we can unlock things. I want to try to find things that match her Voidcraft, because she's really kicking butt with that, but there are some other things in here that are also really cheap. Oh, mining station output. She'll have that done in no time. 7 months. That's great. So there's unemployment on a few planets. There's unemployment here. We can very easily do that. Our scientist person over here has developed our science leader, intellectual, has developed a negative trait. Leader experience gain minus 1,000. So what we can do is see if there's somebody else we want to replace them with, and there is. This person is also an intellectual, and I want intellectuals in that particular area, in that sector, because I have research planets focused on that sector. So I'm going to recruit this person, I'm going to hire him, and then I'm going to go to leaders, and I'm going to say, you who had this negative trait, goodbye. And now we have supremacy. We can choose between ship upkeep reduced by 10%, naval capacity increased by 20%, or ship build cost reduced and ship build speed increased. Right now I'd like to have the cost reduced because of the alloy cost, so I'm going to choose that. Our Empire capital has some unemployed pops. I'm not worried. I'm saving these last 2 building slots for 2 things that don't exist yet.
Warning. Alien Federation formed.
Oh, an alien federation has formed. The Pan-Galactic Prosperity Sphere has formed. Let's see who that is. That's the Jaguala Trade Commission and the Obadan Commerce League. So, and we kind of like those guys. They may offer us. They may eventually offer us a slot in there. Federation Association offer to the Pan-Galactic Prosperity Sphere was given the Lorango Shipping Alliance. Well, good for them. This planet now got its 5th population, and so unlocked the last slot, and the colony designation went away. So we're going to make it an agro world for the bonuses here to farmers. And we're going to say the first thing you need to do is grab robot assembly plants. Start building those. So the EQ Monopolis is back. The archaeology project is 1,000 days from finishing. This will be huge. I'm not worried about it having unemployment pops here, because as soon as the archaeology project is done and we build those districts, we're going to have a lot of jobs. Mining station output. All right. What do we want to grab next? I would like... Oh, and there's mining station output again. So we're going to grab that. These are repeatables, and we're going to let her keep getting those because they match her skills, and they'll go faster. On the Relic world, it says, I have an unemployed pop. And we say, oh, well, generator district then. And then
research concluded.
Build the next city. Okay, so that's done. Experimental subspace navigation, which is very nice. Proton launchers are awesome. And in fact, we have a cruiser now, and we haven't built one. So let's go do it. We have a cruiser. Here's the default cruiser. I usually like to line them up like this. Yep, and so here's what we're going to do. Shields. Again, remember the positioning of these on the ship does not matter. Regenerative hull tissue, which helps your hull regenerate. And improved reactor booster. I don't worry about afterburners on these ships because they add to evasion, and these ships are not evasive at all anyways. These cruisers are. What I'm going to have it do is the ship will stay at long range and fire its long range weapons. So I'm going to select that for artillery. Make sure it's got the latest and greatest of everything. So this will be a kinetic long range, and then up close I'll have it use plasma, and I'll switch to that, and I'll have it do that. So, and since I switched that last one, I gotta put this back again. This auxiliary fire control adds 5% to your chance to hit, so you could choose that instead. This adds actually power generation, and since we don't need power generation on the ship, I might as well put the fire control on there. And that would make the most sense. So I call these cruisers, and in this case it's a kinetic, and I sometimes label it like this so I know it's designed to stay at long range. And then one of the other things that the cruisers are kind of nice at is they make a pretty decent picket ship. So you can put a nuke on there. Remember, missiles basically cut right through shielding. Travel right through them. And then I like to, on these shorter ships like this, I'll put disruptors on them. They'll get one basic strike craft hangar, and then I'll put a flak on here and a point defense. And this just becomes the cruiser picket fence, and I give it the picket AI. It says go to picket distance, advance to close range, and attempt to intercept the enemy. Save that. I can go to my fleets here, and I can say add designs. Oh, and I have that. This is why it always annoys me. I like to delete those. All right. Go here. Fleet manager. Say, yeah, I want some cruisers in here. I might want 2 pickets, and then I might want a bunch more of these. That gets us close to the 80 limit. I could say for the destroyer, I want one more destroyer. And so with this, then our fleet is now complete. Its command limit is used up with all of these blueprints. Not all of these ships exist yet. We have to build them. But this lets us know it's full. So then I can go to this other one, and I can kind of do the same thing. I can say, well, I want a bunch of these up to there and one more destroyer. And then in order to build the ships, you have to hit reinforced fleet. But we don't have a lot of alloys yet, so I'm not going to worry about that. It's just I'm designing the fleet blueprint. But we'll actually build the ships a little later when we start to get a lot more alloys. In fact, I can probably start to buy a few more of these now. given how we're raking in some money. And that would be a good thing to do. This planet says I have one unemployed person. I say, well, we'll build the last city slot there and give you a clerk job. This one has an unemployed person. We'll do this. Build those.
Research concluded.
Okay, research concluded. What do we have here? Mining station output. Now what else? Mineral purification hubs. These are the upgrades to the mineral purification plant. They go from 15% to 25% bonus. It's a nice thing to have. Cruiser build speed, though. We'll take that. And cruiser build cost. Ethior, this generator world. It's going to need a lot more housing. Like I was saying in one of the earlier episodes, I like to have about at least 6 city districts so I have enough housing that when I upgrade all these buildings, there's plenty. Trappist down here has one unemployed person. We've used up all the mining districts, so we can just build a city. This one down here got its 5th population. It now loses its colony designation. We know it's going to be an ag world because we said, and it's all food. We're going to put robots on there, and we'll build ahead of time for another farm. So we're doing good with food, which is nice, which makes it so that down here, this thing has no orders. Why don't you find out what's going on here in the rest of these systems? Oh, and these guys are starting to build. They're like, they got nervous. They saw us building and they're like, oh no. They're coming in here to build. Yes, we are. We're expanding. I saw my opening and I'm going to take it. This gives us a foothold into the southern portion of the galaxy, far away from us. Again, it's a double-edged sword. You have to account for it, but if you can account for it, if you can handle defending it, then you should probably do that. Because then it'll make us easier. It'll make it easier later when we want to take on the Glost, Wahini, Starleague, and conquer them. Nomad has 3 unemployed pops. I think I would very much like to move them. I would probably actually do 1 city and then we'll move the rest. The Ecumenopolis is getting so dangerously close to being ready. This is going to be awesome. I'm excited about this episode just for that reason. The Synthoid Matrix is insulting us, of course. They don't like us. They haven't liked us from the beginning. They are fleet power is superior, and that's fine. They can be as superior as they want to. I think what I might do here then is reinforce this fleet for all 3,000 of it. That uses up our alloys. In fact, we can even get some more than that, can't we? Can buy about 100 a month. That'd be great. Let's get that built back up. Reinforcements in transit. Okay, you come down here and grab this. Hostile fleets are present in the system. What? No, they're not. Okay, hold on. Give me one of those. Give me this fleet. What is in here? Oh, there's this. It didn't get this. Okay, it's a bad guy.
System survey concluded.
Ooh, there's moats there. Nice. Okay. Ecumenopolis. Oh my gosh. It's going to be so much fun. We're going to be rolling in the alloys. The thing is, you got to remember, it's a chain reaction here. In order to get all of those alloys from your Ecumenopolis, they have to have the raw material to work with. They have to have minerals, which is why in my planetary management tutorial video, it's the #1 reason that I prioritize minerals over everything else. Minerals can be sold to make up energy credits. And yes, you can use energy credits to buy minerals, but I'd rather just have the raw material to work with and not have the 30% loss in cost by buying them. And if you have a ton of raw materials, then with your Ecumenopolis, you turn them into alloys, and that becomes huge. It becomes just gigantic.
Striking hostile station.
Excellent. Okay, you be done with that. Go over here and grab that. How you doing, gentlemen? Ready to go home? Go. Okay. Utham, Mining World, says, hey, I got one more unemployed person over here. And I say, well, in that case, let's give you another administrative office because we're only 40 ahead of it right now. This world over here, generator world, we said we were going to do research with it. It's got its 3. What it doesn't have
Research
yet
concluded.
is commercial zone. Everybody gets a commercial zone. Proton launchers are awesome. Gamma laser. Okay. All right, back to research. Occasionally, you'll notice in these videos they get edited, and it's because I'm being delayed or interrupted in real life as I'm making these videos by something, most commonly in this particular video because my allergies are kicking in and I'm sneezing. So the amoeba, yeah, let's get the amoeba flagella done. That's a alien strike craft, which is a very, very nice thing to have. This planet is done with districts, so the only thing we can do now really is upgrade these buildings. They cost a crystal to do. We have 5 rare crystals being earned per month, so we're going to do that. This world can build more stuff. Governor gained a trait. That's nice. Let's build. It has a commercial zone. It has this. It has 4 things, which is what it needs. The only thing it's missing now is a stronghold. Cruiser build speed. Oh, we can unlock the Citadel and the battleship. The battleships are the big bad boys. Okay, here we go. This is huge. EQ encased. Layers upon layers of urban sprawl eclipse the globe's crust, and it is done. Scant few years have passed since the start of this grand project, but it is already difficult to recall what the surface of EQ was like. Verdant? Rugged? It's all steel now, miles in every direction. A place once molded by chance and the unthinking laws of nature, now a design wrought from indomitable purpose. That's awesome. I very much want the Citadel. Now, if you're a new player to the game, and I mentioned this in one of the previous episodes, L-Gate Insights. You have to have so many of these L-Gate Insights before you can unlock the L-Gate. It opens up a small section of the galaxy over here that nobody knew about. Usually something hostile comes out of there. We definitely don't want to open it up now, and I don't have enough of these anyway, so I don't care about it. What I really want right now is either there are 3 things I want: the habitat, the Citadel, the battleships. I'm going to get the Citadel first. The battleships will be coming. And I say that because I'm just thinking about things. What's going on over here? How strong were these alien vessels? 5.6k. We should be able to take those on now. So this fleet is 7.3. And this fleet is 6.2. And
construction project concluded.
I think if I just want to go over there and make it overkill. Oh, look. Look at these guys. The Synthoid Matrix has 7,000 ships over here. Like, they're ready to go to war with us on their doorstep. So I think I'm going to leave this Delta aliens down there. I'm going to leave them alone until we take that. So this starbase, I'm going to upgrade this to a star fortress. Yes. Research concluded. Amoeba flagella. Oh, and we need to get our EQ monopolist taken care of. Climate restoration. Yes. Leader enhancement. Selected lineages. I'll grab that. Let's go to our EQ monopolist. Now, this is what happens. You can see it changed all of the districts, and it's got this foundry arcology. Now, it also has industrial arcology. If you need a bunch of consumer goods, this is one good way to do it. It has a ton of these too, and leisure arcology, housing, entertainer jobs. Each one of these things provides 10 housing and then 10 metallurgist jobs. You can go over here and say, I want to make this an EQ monopolist foundry. Foundry build speed plus 25%. Foundry arcology district build speed plus 25%. Metallurgist upkeep minus 20. You can see how many jobs there are. And that's because there's all these clerk jobs from all these cities, because you had to build all these city districts first. But we're going to start building these. And they cost, you can see it costs some motes to upkeep and some motes to build. So now motes become something very important. So I'm going to build my first foundry archaeology, and then I'm going to build chemical plants all over this thing. We're going to need them. But this is going to be great. There's a ton of jobs there. So that's one of the first things we can do, is start resettling people now to Ecumenopolis. Start saying, hey, workers unemployed? Nope. Not anymore. Go to the Ecumenopolis. There are jobs. I'm going to move the fast robot over there. Oh, yeah. I can move minor robots, fast robots. It doesn't matter. So I can do that. And that'll move some people over to the Ecumenopolis, which would be nice. So now it's down to 28 jobs. This is going to be just a wonderful planet. So, but the cool thing is, it's going to, once we get those Ecumenopolis jobs, those alloy factory jobs up and running, it will very quickly start cranking out the alloys, which will be awesome. We're producing more than enough food now, so we're going to start selling some of it. That'll help. And that means that we'll be able to stop selling so much of minerals, because we don't want to sell any minerals after a while. We just want to use them all in our Ecumenopolis. So these guys are over here with their 7,200 fleet. And how big is their fleet compared to us now? Go in here and check the Synthoid Matrix, and their fleet power is superior, so we still need to be making some more ships. And in fact, we have some upgrades to be done. So we'll make some upgrades, because we can go look at our design and see how they're going. Oh, and here's the other thing that we should do. Hold on, I'm going to look at this. Yeah, small X-ray laser. I want that changed. I can't change it though, because they're going to be upgraded. So, but we can take a look at these guys and see what they're doing. They're basically evenly split between armor and shields. And then they're using a ton of missiles and a ton of penetration and armor damage. They got no kinetic weapons on those. So on their cruisers, they're all missiles. Wow. And then here, same kind of thing. They're not using any kinetic weapons. Their destroyers. Wow. And their corvettes. Okay. This changes things. Hold on. You guys stay here. We're going to cancel that. We're going to go in here to our Corvette, and we're going to change this design. They have no kinetic weapons. Our shields should own them. I'm going to save that. That's the Amoeba one, which we're not using, but here's the default one. Yeah, the default is going to be good. So we're going to do this. And we're going to do afterburners to make them more evasive. Look, their evasion is 70. Now it's 72. It's a small thing, but okay. We're going to go through all of these. Pickets are going to be huge for us. What has the best tracking and accuracy? Tracking here is 40%. The accuracy is 80%. Tracking on the... Yeah, so I want to do this. And I want to put as many shields on here as I possibly can. Can I just do auxiliary fire control? Yep. So there's my picket ship for my destroyer. The base destroyer is this thing. And again, we'll do the same sort of thing. As long as I got the energy to do it, I might as well not worry about the reactor being on there. So that gets our destroyers. Our cruisers. As many shields as we can slam on here. Because these guys are not ready for shields. And there's our picket. And we're going to need a bunch of these. Because they are using a gaggle of missiles. So, if we go to our fleet. Now we can go in our fleet and we can say this. We're going to go to fleet number 1. And we're going to say, get rid of these instead. And I want all those to be pickets. And in fact, our base destroyer, retrofit that and make it a picket as well. And then default. That's great. So we do that. And over here, same thing. I care much less about those cruisers. I want to add the picket ones because they got all those missiles. I want to retrofit this and make it pickets. There we go. Okay. So now we can say upgrade fleet. And upgrade fleet. And they'll go over to this system right here. This starbase. And they'll upgrade here. Naval Logistics Office. Oh, Deep Space Black Site. That's what I'm going to put down. The Deep Space Black Site gives you governing ethics attraction and stability. So whenever you have a starbase built over a system where you have a lot of planets, that's a good thing to put down.
Research concluded.
Research speed plus 5%. Hyperdrive 2. Advanced reactor booster or 0-point reactor. Let's go for the hyperdrive. Let's use this to put people on the, let's see, Nomad, Elthi, or Trapfine. We'll put them on Nomad. And they're there, and we can resettle them to the Ecumenopolis. Doink, doink, doink. That creates people for us. This relic world. Oh, and we had a person die. So again, this is the world that has these special slots. It's got a bunch of them. So right here, max crystal mines, gas extraction wells, and moat harvesting traps. We know the moats are going to be important for our Ecumenopolis, so we're going to go over here and put them down. Moat harvesting trap. We lost a researcher. Oh, we lost our really good one who had 2 specializations. Oh. So what we have is this person who's who's level 5 of 8, who has expertise in industry. Or we can grab someone who has specialization in propulsion. I'm going to grab them because I've seen a lot of propulsion stuff showing up over here. And I just want to get them underway and started on that. All right. Agro world. Oh, yeah. So over here. The food processing facilities. Upgrade that capital. Mang, which is one of our research worlds. So let's do stronghold. Every planet gets a stronghold, and then another research lab. And our ships will upgrade, and they're upgraded, and now we can say, let's see, 50 of 80, 50 of 80. Reinforce your fleet. It's going to be so much fun to go to war against these bozos and come kill them. So the enigmatic cache departs, which is too bad. It's a shame. We liked having its research bonuses. It's taking off. It's leaving. And then way down here, I neglected this. So why don't you build a starbase there and then build a starbase there. And then we'll talk.
System survey concluded.
Good job.
Horizons expanded.
Excellent. Oh, and then when you're done with that, build that system there if they don't go build one themselves.
Fleet enhancement supplied.
Good. Need that. Make our fleet stronger. Ship upkeep reduced by 10 and naval capacity increased by 20, so it'll go from 120 up here to 144. That's very nice. Like that. How's our Ecumenopolis doing? So Ecumenopolis built this first thing, the first foundry, archaeology, and immediately started putting some people to work. Should be good. We got a bunch of jobs available. You can see there's 32 of 65 clerk jobs available. A lot of these districts, see, we had to make the whole thing city districts before it allows you to do the Ecumenopolis. A lot of these districts are going to be unnecessary, especially because the foundry archaeology provides 10 housing and 10 metallurgy jobs. So all you need is housing for over here. We won't need all of these. We will actually be able to fill this whole thing out with this and probably some of these too. It's going to be fabulous. Ecumenopolis is a great thing for your empire to have. Leader enhancement, capacity boosters. These give you leader level cap +2, leader lifespan +20. They're very nice. Those rare technologies that help your leaders be more effective. I'm going to resettle like 7 people here to the Ecumenopolis. Let's see, I got a bunch of clerks. There we go. Go over to the Ecumenopolis. They take jobs. That starts to unlock all these slots, which will be great. Because you want to keep your volatile motes up. And when it's in a positive number, you need 2 of those for each one of those Ecumenopolis districts. So we have to keep a number. It says right now +1. We got to build more. And that's where habitats start to come into play. Everybody gets a stronghold. Them's the rules. Governing ethics shift in the Jagalwa Trade Commission. They're becoming more egalitarian. Good for them. All right. These are our admin offices. So the enigmatic cache has moved over here, and it's kind of fabulous because where is it now? What is this thing? It's the 8th fleet. Where's the enigmatic cache? Oh, it's over here. So now it's actually on this world, which we want to put research on. It's too bad we don't have any research on it yet, so it's not making as big of an impact, but that's cool. It moved. It stayed in our empire.
Construction project concluded.
Oh, and those guys left. They took off. I just saw their fleet leave. Their fleet power is equivalent to ours. Nice. Uthan says, hey. And what are these? These are crystals. So we have +4 crystals. So we can raise one of these buildings up and give it 3 more jobs and put that person to work. So that's good.
Construction project concluded.
Deep space black site. And there's one more thing that we'll want later on when it becomes a citadel. The defense platform supercomputer, which boosts your numbers way up. Lets you have about 25 defensive platforms on that station. Makes it just fantastic. This is our world down here. How we doing down here, buddy? You're going over there to grab that. Good. Hyperdrive is done, and now we can put our physics guy to work grabbing what here? Phase disruptor, plasma cannon. Yeah, let's grab the plasma cannon. Here's the other thing I need to do on our defensive platforms. Armor and hull, the large one. So these are nice. +100 to armor damage, +50 to hull damage. But then you have these. The proton launchers. You see the damage on this large one here does 96 to 198. Its average damage per day is 23.5. Average damage on this is 32.62. It does 360 to 800 every time it shoots. Its cooldown is 16 days compared to 5 for that. And it does 50% armor damage and 75% hull damage. So it's just a beast. I like to do this and then just rename it. The proton launchers can only go in the large slot, so I like to have those available. And when we get battleships, we'll be using those a lot. Okay, unhook there, buddy. Keep running.
Receiving transmission.
What is this? Non-aggression pact invitation from the Gloss Rohini, because we're over here building on their area and close to them, and they're like, whoa, okay, maybe we better have some kind of pact here. Yes, you better. And in fact, why don't you just get this as well when you're done? And our edicts came off again, so they ran out. We go turn them back on. We have the money to do that. It's not a big deal. These guys brought their ship back. Now how big is it? It's still 7,200. We have more improvements that we can make. So we'll do that. 45 ships will be upgraded because we got new engines and things of that nature. These guys have a specialist that's unemployed. We'll send him to the Ecumenopolis then. Mr. Nomad. Ecumenopolis says, hey. Alright, so it's build queue.
Fleet enhancement supplied.
Oh yes, and Voltamotes out +9. Excellent. So that means we can build a couple more of these. And that's really gonna start doing a number on things. It's gonna be great.
Fleet enhancement
What we're
supplied.
going to be able to do here soon is stop buying alloys and stop selling minerals and just let our Ecumenopolis take over. Trappist says, I have an unemployed pop, so guess what? We got this. I don't really want to go to war with these guys until I feel confident that we can crush them, because I've seen too many times going to war with someone when you think they're equivalent and then it goes very, very, very badly, and it's like, ugh, not looking forward to that.
Research concluded.
Rivalry ended. The Citadel is ready. Oh, and there's
Construction project concluded.
there's the autocannon and exotic gas refineries. Yes. We need both of those. This is 4,000 and the autocannons are 5. Let's go with the exotic gas refineries first. The reason being I want to be able to build some of those, and then the autocannons are a nice little, they're only for small guns, but they do very nice little damage. Good little shooters. Oh, and does the Ecumenopolis? Yeah, it has a stronghold. Good. Once we get habitats, boy. Okay, he's ready to go. He has done his job. So build mining stations, research stations. We're going to have him build all this stuff. Forest adaptation. Continued interaction between our colonists and wandering forests on Damia 3 has revealed that the trees are in possession of some form of rudimentary communal language intelligence. They seem to have adapted to our presence and now go out of their way to avoid damaging the property of our colonists, even without the use of insect pheromone. Spirits among the colonists have risen. Excellent. Forest adaptation modifier added for 120 months, giving the following effect: happiness. Excellent. I like that. Very nice. Very nice. And this is the galaxy. You can see it's quite the deal. The Visari. What is this? The Visari? I don't see a fallen empire on here yet. I'm not sure there are any. That would be a big surprise, actually. Boy. It could be over here too, or they could be over here, so we may just not have run into them yet. The Synthoid Matrix. I really want to go kick their butts, but we must be patient. Okay, 9 of 12, so let's do...
Research concluded.
They got all those missiles, so let's add like 2 more picket platforms and a proton platform. The proton power pack. Excellent. That's done. So there's habitats. I really think I need to grab habitats now. Cruiser hull hit points would be nice. Yeah, let's get that first. We got to start getting habitats soon, and we have to start building them soon. So what do we have here on the Senate floor? Senate is in session, voting to enact resolution minor research sanctions. Migration treaty broken. So minor research sanctions, so minor administrative sanctions. This is empires that have been announced during breach of the Galactic Law. Yes, because that's not going to be us. Minor economic sanctions will support that. Building a better tomorrow. Diplomatic weight from economy plus 60%. Worker pop resource output high. Alloys from jobs huge. We'll support that. Repeal the Planned Galactic Recycling Initiative. No. Repeal the Guardian Angels Act. We'll definitely oppose that. And repeal buzzword standardization. Oppose. That sets us up for all of these. And then what's on the Senate floor is this. Minor research sanctions. Empires that have been denounced or in breach of galactic law have penalties applied to them. So yeah, we'll side with that. The Iku Monopolis. So it's got some more jobs there. That's great. That pushes our alloys up to 217 because we're buying about 100 of them a month. We're running into a consumer goods problem here. So let's buy a few more. 1, 2. Let's do that until we can get some of these planets. And then we can sell some more food to offset that. Until we can get some of our consumer goods planets down here to have more of them. Like this one. So what do we need for this? We need crystals. How many crystals? We're generating 3 crystals a month. So we can upgrade you. You'll provide 3 more jobs and you'll provide us with a few more consumer goods per month. And that'll be nice. The Relic World. It says, hey. I'm going to build ahead of time for that. So I know there's maintenance costs associated with these, and they don't have the jobs for them yet, but they will. So just build them out ahead of time, and then the population will show up and take those jobs over. This one also has this situation. See, I don't know. Is 27 housing going to be enough for the rest of this planet by the time you upgrade all these different buildings and stuff? I'm not sure it's going to, because there's 10 of them right there. And most of these things are going to have 2 jobs. So there's about 20. I don't think so. So I'm going to do a city district and then maybe 1 more mining district. We'll see how that works out. Enhanced leaders. All right. The alien zoo is something that you can end up building on certain planets. It has to show up, basically. Ship upgrade cost. I'm going to just do it to get out of the way because it's 3 months.
Research concluded.
Plasma cannon. Gateway travel. Oh, yes, please. Okay, now we're a little bit in the hole, aren't we? Okay, let's do this. Reduce the cost of that, because those are an expense.
Receiving transmission.
Well, what do we have here? Commercial pact invitation. Okay, we will agree to that. This planet is one we're putting research on, but right now they got an unemployed pop, and we don't have. And we're going to say yes, you can have a migration treaty with us. So we have tons of buildings here. In fact, we have so many city districts that housing is not going to be a problem. So this is one of those rare worlds when I can actually do more with it than what I would normally do district-wise. It doesn't have a lot. It's got a whole bunch of total districts, but it doesn't have a lot of worker districts. So in this case, we will do energy as well. Concluded. Alien zoo. Done just like that. Create resort world. And gene modification points. I'll take those. In fact, we can modify our robots now if we want to. So the fast robot here, which is on a lot of planets, we can adjust his template. And we can grab one of these beneficial things like pop housing usage or unity from jobs. And they can work some of those jobs, but the thing that's universal across the board is pop housing usage. So I'm going to create that template, and then I'm going to apply that template to any other fast robots in our galaxy.
Situation log.
And that'll cost 10 months to do that. And they'll be upgraded, so they'll use less housing. That'll be nice. This requires, because see, this is why we're starting to run low on secondary resources, and there are 2 ways that I found that are kind of good to handle this. One is Always save the last 3 building slots on every single planet to put down 1 moat, 1 gas, and 1 crystal factory. Refinery. Or you can use habitats. And habitats are a really good way to handle it. And so that's why I want to get the tech and get the habitats done, because that ends up being a great way to go about it. Here, commercial zones. Build that next. Build this. Build this. Oh yeah, baby. There we go. One of those buildings just got built. So down here, what do we got going on? We want to colonize these. This is a continental world. I think we want to colonize this right now. This is a nice looking planet. Not a lot of districts. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Let's do something else. I got an idea. Okay, we're going to finish this one off. So now we have to get into the point where we have to do a little more strategy. We only have 5 slots left. And a couple of these slots I want to go to Galactic Wonders, so we get Ring World Matter, Decompressor Dyson Sphere, and Master Builders, which allows us to build an extra megastructure at the same time. So we can do 2, and the megastructure build speed is improved by 50%. So that automatically takes 2 away. That means we only get 3 left. The 3 have to be used for our Ascension path, because there's going to be 3 of them. So if we take Engineered Evolution, that gives us gene modification points. And then after Engineered Evolution, you go down here and take Evolutionary Mastery. And then what? No, so there's only 2, isn't there? Yeah, I think there's only 2 in the line. And that gives us the last one. If we wanted to take the Colossus project, we could. And then we can blow some people up. I don't know if we're going to do that. But in the meantime, what I do want to take next is Engineered Evolution. We're going to go down the engineering route. And when we get that technology done, gene modification in 16 months, then we'll start modifying our species. And then we'll worry about colonizing these planets with our most gooder... Not a word. Our best version of ourselves. I need to save one of these slots here for the Galactic Stock Exchange, which I don't have yet. But the rest of this... Oh, and we have clone vats now. Oh, goodness. We got clone vats. Okay. These make pop growth speed 33%, which is fantastic. And you're thinking, but the planet's already full. No, we want to grow the pops, and we want them to move and migrate to... first our Ecumenopolis and later our ring world, so that they populate them very quickly. So I like to get clone vats on pretty much every single planet I can. So that's awesome. We're going to put one on the Ecumenopolis. We're going to put one here. These are fantastic little gizmos to have. Yeah, we'll just start putting them down, and that'll help our population grow really fast. And that is why it becomes all important to get this resolution done greater than ourselves. So 5-year plans. We can cost our empire to propose this resolution. We want 5-year plans to go in there. And then 5-year plans, and we can, let's see, emergency measure this. You will need to wait 1,600 days before you can declare another emergency measure. So that's okay. We'll get it there. But 5-year plans, right there. And that's, yeah, we know. It's the thing that we very much want. And this shows diplomatic support. So that's why it starts to move up the ladder. We want 5-year plans. You have to enact that first before you can get to greater than ourselves. And then your pops automatically start migrating to planets that have jobs, and life becomes wonderful. In the interim, what we have here is a bunch of fleets that can be upgraded. So upgrade, and reinforce for 3,000. See, we have 14k now. Oh my gosh. Having the Ecumenopolis is just It's just pure joy.
Research concluded.
It's pure joy. So, cruiser hull hit points. Nice.
Fleet enhancement supplied.
Yes, now we're ready for the battleship. But before we do that, I'm going to have her research the autocannon because it won't take her long. 10 months. Minor research sanctions have showed up. And so his fleet still is there. The machines. Fleet power is equivalent. When we're superior to them, then we're going to be going after them. Governing ethics ship. Gene modification points. Okay. Let's modify ourselves. Resources from jobs. Naval capacity plus 30. I want that. Alright. Now let's go modify ourselves. Species. And we can modify everybody else too, which is fantastic. So. This is no mods. We can go in here and create a template. And we can say, hey, I don't want leader lifespan minus 10 years. I want to get rid of that. And then there are so many other things that we can do here. It's kind of fantastic. You could choose food from jobs, energy credits from jobs, minerals from jobs. This is the one I like, intelligent. I almost always start my species with that anyway. So that's great. Individual research ones. Habitability plus 20%. You can see it costs 4. You could still get to really high habitability without that. Pop housing usage. Empire Sprawl from Pops. This is a really nice one to take, especially if you're going to sort of conquer the galaxy. I really like that one a lot. Pop consume leader lifespan, unity from jobs, leader level cap, habitability plus 10%. That costs you 2. So, and governing ethics attraction. So we have 5 points. I would like to get intelligent. That way, if they're working research jobs, they're going to get a little bonus. And where was the other one? Empire Sprawl from Pops. I really like that. So then what's left at Pop housing usage. So then we don't need to commit as many cities to housing. I think that's probably what I'm going to take. Leader experience gain or unity from jobs. I do like doing through this because then it mows you through your traditions faster. But I think I'm going to take Pop housing usage. So this is nice. So then you do that. You create that template. Now, in order to make all your people like that, you have to go in here and you have to apply the template. And you apply it to your whole species. And this would take 41 months for our whole planet to do that. But the other cool thing is you can go in here. Habitability, unity from jobs. You can subtract those things from those guys. And you can start doing this with all your other species as well. So we can do Empire Sprawl from Pops. And then let's see. Pop consumer goods, defense army damage, Pop housing usage. You do this. Create that template. You can only do one research at a time, but the cool thing is the computer should start growing these Pops on your planets instead of these other guys. So if we go through here and we do all this with all these guys. Pop growth from immigration. That's a nice one to have. Empire Sprawl from Props. It looks like a rat, but I know that's not what it is. What is it? Docile. Okay. I'm going to choose that. Pop growth from immigration. I'd like to have that for you guys. That'd be pretty cool. And in case anybody, let's see, are they intelligent? What are their other traits? Oh, they already are intelligent, which is fantastic. Pop growth speed. We'll take that for them. Create that template. Molluscoid. So we can remove deviants, govern ethics, attraction, remove pop housing usage. Put that on there. We could say we can make you guys intelligent. So any one of those people working research jobs in our world, when we get through all of this, anybody can work research because we've created a bunch of smart people to do it. Repugnant, get rid of that. They already have docile, which is nice. So we can give them intelligent. Then we can say, what else do we want to do? Pop housing usage. Pop growth from immigration. Yeah. Okay, and they don't have any more traits to pick. So you do this and get some of these species. Make them a little better, in my opinion. And that helps you out with your populations. All right. So we're going to do that. So now we can go down here to this planet. This is the Alpine world. I wanted to do it on this one. We can go down here and colonize this one. You can colonize it with... oh, we have to wait. Okay, it's not going to grow them. We have to wait until we actually get done with those pops. Changing, evolving, evolutionary. And then they'll be available to do. Okay, so we have to wait. I'm wrong about the planets automatically growing those better pops then. We have to actually convert them over first. But that's all right. We'll get there. You folk. Unemployed. I'm going to hang on to you for a minute. So this has been a heck of an episode. We're getting much, much closer to being able to go over here and curb stomp these guys. I'm going to be very excited about it. They can see over here. Oh, the shipyard's not building anything, is it? Why is it not building anything? Let's take a look at this fleet. What's this fleet set up for? Oh, 78 out of 100 now. Okay. Well, let's add more ships then. Let's give them 10 of those. Do that. And then say yes. Reinforce that fleet. Food now becomes an issue. We don't have to sell as many of those. We don't have to sell as many of those.
Research concluded.
Okay, research concluded. Migration treaty proposed for those people, those two empires. We get the autocannon, which is great. And then habitats, which is something I very much want, because the next episode will be, we can start building some habitats, which would be fantastic. This guy, he's over here, and he's got no orders, so let's go over here and build research. Build mining station. Build mining station. And what's our other fleet look like? 80 of 100, 78 of 100. Okay, so we can say do that as well. And then we can tell her also reinforce fleet. And so we can see that the starbase is busy doing that. Tell it, in fact, to upgrade to Citadel. We should also tell this one down at Nomad to upgrade now that we have alloys to do it. That's the nice thing. That's the nice part of that equation. Same thing with this. Upgrade that one. And if we get our two fleets up here, this is the thing I'm watching for. These numbers. I want to see us be superior to these guys, and then we'll be ready to go to war with them. Because right now that fleet is 7,000. I want to be able to storm in here and crunch them. I'd particularly like it if somebody else also wanted to go to war with them. If you wanted to declare war, you could invite attackers, and the Lorango Shipping Alliance would go with us. So that's nice. And we don't need a Casus Belli against them because they're determined exterminators. So you always have a Casus Belli on them. You can always go to war with them. Forest fire caused by lightning on Damia 3 created something akin to a stampede among the moon's wandering forests. Their wild panic brought them into areas they had previously avoided, resulting in widespread damage to the colony's terrain. Ooh. That doesn't sound good. Alright, how are we doing up here on resources? We could use some more rare crystals. So all the buildings on the Ecumenopolis are going to be taken up with refineries, and then I'm going to spend the rest of this on, and then it's a district planet. That's what happens. It just becomes this huge planet full of districts. So communications established with the Riggin Commerce Exchange. Hey, great, nice to meet you guys. Fabulous, thank you for being here. So yeah, synthetic crystal plants, and then let's go down and do more of. We're gonna need some gases, so I'm gonna do this. Doink, like that. One of each. What a deal, though. What a deal. What an episode. This has been fabulous. Okay, folks, we're gonna stop it here. Newbies, this is the end of episode 10, I believe. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you were all getting something out of this. You can see how our empire is going. I feel like things are going well. We're about ready to engage in our first war, and that should be really entertaining. And hopefully then we can kind of start conquering the galaxy a little bit. If you want to check at any point in time and see where you are in the victory conditions, remember at the year 2500 the game ends. Now there's a caveat to that. The game doesn't end. The score ends, the screen pops up, and it lets you know who won. Now you can play beyond that. That's why I typically, what I like to do for playing the game is turn the end date off and play until I've conquered the whole galaxy. But in this case, being it's a Let's Play tutorial series, I don't want to string you guys along for dozens and dozens of episodes. I want you to be able to see the core of the gameplay in, you know, however many episodes this is going to end up being. I mean, and so that's what I want you to see. But in addition to that, after this victory screen pops at the year 2500, here's the caveat to it. It won't pop if there's an ongoing endgame crisis happening. So your endgame can actually, the score can actually pop at like the year 2557 or something, or 2560 if it were to drag on for that long. So we will have the endgame crisis to deal with when we get there. That'll be a lot of fun too. But in the interim, for the next 150 years, what I would like to do is try to conquer as much of the galaxy as possible. That's kind of like the style that I like to play. So you can see right now we're way over our naval capacity because we built all these ships, which really knocks down our energy credits. That's something to be aware of for the next episode. That's why we're going to probably have to throw on a few more fortresses on some worlds so that we can boost that number up. But in the meantime, folks, just thank you so much for watching. If you have a question or comment, drop it down below. Try to use a timestamp if you can. If you like the episode, give it a thumbs up. If you dig the channel, subscribe. And if you want to support my channel, my Patreon's listed in the description below. Thank you for watching. I'll see you all next time.